All right, in other local news, it's the question all the political know-it-alls of the Democratic persuasion are asking these days. Will Senator Dick Durbin retire? Well, the answer is still no at the moment, but maybe. As more speculation has surfaced in Springfield as to who would run for Durbin's seat if he were to retire, we have a few names who have been rumored to be interested, and that is why there is a giant bus parked outside right now at this very moment. Inside the bus are those rumored names, and they're just patiently waiting here for Dick Durbin to get underneath that bus so they can just roll right over him. Am I right, Ben?
The bus one. I love the bus metaphor. Yes, that's correct.
All right. Well, there's the bus. All right. Well, in case you didn't listen last week, by the way, you should go find the episode titled The Winds of Change. But in case you didn't listen last week, we listed the names of our Democratic Senator hopefuls: Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, Congresswomen Robin Kelly and Heather Underwood, Senator and good friend of the show, Robert Peters, and surprisingly, rumor had it our Lieutenant Governor, Juliana Stratton, may be taking some interest in running for Durbin's seat. Politico had the scoop back on March 13th, saying Stratton has quietly been positioning herself for a Senate bid if Durbin bows out, calling key Democratic figures to ask for support, and that's according to 3 people with knowledge of her plans. Were you one of those people, Ben? Don't lie.
3 people? They were very specific there. Billy, Bobby, and Joey. 3 people.
All right, I'm going to try to twist the arm a little. You may be one of 3. I don't know. But she and her staff have said that she's already secured the support of our governor, J.B. Pritzker. That's according to these 3 people. All right. But this week, the governor weighed in on all of this, saying, quote, "She's somebody that I think would make an excellent United States senator, but I haven't made up my mind or decided on who I would endorse, if anybody. But I can start with this. She's somebody that I have come to admire and somebody who is highly capable." So sort of supported her? Not really, Ben? What do you think?
Well, I think this. First of all, Lauren Underwood is the name of the congresswoman who had her name put out there as a possible candidate. All right, one more time. This is how we do politics in Illinois. And this is why I mentioned Kat earlier. She's out there running against Jen Schakowsky. But as we talked about last week, we took a deep dive in this last week. In Illinois, the conventional way of doing it is you don't challenge an incumbent. I saw in, I think it was Shia wrote it today. Danny K. Davis is gearing up to run again. And there's a whole slew of candidates waiting to see if he runs or doesn't run. Only Keenan Collin has the guts to run against him. But the rest of them go, oh, no, I don't want to run against him because I don't want to lose and then be viewed as a loser in Illinois. So that's the Illinois mentality. The Chicago mentality, Cook County goes out in the suburbs as well. So apparently all the best known names, the most prominent politicians in the state, Democrats I should add, are waiting on Dick Durbin. So none of them are going to run against him. So it's just like so much conjecture right now because it doesn't get started as to who's going to endorse who until Durbin decides whether he's going to run again. Now, you would think after his filibuster vote, D, that there would be a movement to oust him in New York. I don't know if you saw this. A poll just came out today. AOC, who's thinking about running against Schumer, who made the same dumb filibuster vote in the Senate to allow Donnie to end the debate and discussion. That he's losing. I think it's like 2-1. Don't quote me, but I mean, AOC is clobbering him in an early poll of Democratic voters. So that's an indication of where the party is. And so could you imagine if Lauren Underwood or Juliana Stratton was openly running against Durbin, was condemning Durbin the way AOC condemns Schumer? They don't do it like that in Illinois, people. In Illinois, it's like, I love you no matter what you do. And that's a song I just made up. So they're all waiting. Juliana Stratton is going to get Pritzker's endorsement for something. I don't know what it will be. I still think she's going to run for governor after JB says he's not going to run for re-election because he's going to run for president. But it's all speculation, D, because I'm not one of the 3 people that talks to any of these guys.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. I'm positive of that. In fact, I don't know. 3 people? I mean, what if you just talked to Juliana Stratton? Oh, do you think Juliana Stratton's one of the 3 people?
Oh.
Whoa. That's like the guys who cover the Bulls. Sources close to Joakim Noah, this in the old days, say da. You talked, in other words, Joakim Noah. You talked to Joakim Noah. Uh-oh, I just blew everybody's mind. All these political nerds. Who's Joakim Noah? Forget it. Don't worry about it. It was a long time ago.
Oh, hey, the bus, Ben.
Oh
my God, looks like we got someone else out there.
Ooh.
Circling all week. Back, forth. Maybe thinking about jumping on the bus. Maybe not. Reports are going around saying he is not interested in running for Durbin's Senate seat. In fact, the quote from this week says, "I do not want to go to Washington, and I could do more by staying in my current job." So it seems pretty certain, but it's Attorney General Kwame Raoul.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he changed his mind. Ben, let's open the door and find out what's going on here. Hey, Kwame, you want to come in? No, not at all. Okay, great. That's a big no, Ben.
Yeah, he wants to stay. He wants to stay as Attorney General. I don't blame him. I do not blame him. Although, let's see if you know this. You mentioned Robert Peters. Who is Robert Peters' predecessor as state senator from Hyde Park?
Kwame Raoul.
Very good. Ding, ding, ding. And I remember when Kwame Raoul was, he replaced Obama. Didn't he? Was there anybody in between Obama and him? I can't remember. Get out the reefer. Shit, I forgot. Oh my God. I actually forgot. But I remember people say, "Oh, well, he'll be the next Obama." That's how the mind works in Chicago. Oh, whoever's the state senator from Obama's district will be the next senator. Oh, we are a funny people, D. A very funny people.
While we wait for Dick Durbin's decision, if he will retire or not, well, we'll be checking in.
Oh God, what a
bus parked out. Who's jumping in? Who's jumping off? Is Robert Peters still on? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Last week they were talking about he was jumping off. He's still on. Yeah. He's still on. So we'll find out. We'll be following this story as it progresses. All right. Now let's move over to the city of Chicago. And maybe this is something, Ben, I guess we should just get used to. All right. Because every week I comb through the news to find some stories that we can talk and we can share with all you listeners. Ben can weigh in on. Oh man, we're looking for stories like that. But some kind of strange rash. There it is again. Another story about our former Chicago mayor, Rahm Emanuel.
Oh my goodness.
The following comes from Semaphore. Have you ever heard of Semaphore before, Ben?
Not. I think I vaguely heard of it. Then I saw it positioned in the Rahm story. So I must be honest. No, I really don't know what it is.
First, I've heard of it as well. That's okay. It's
okay. Don't worry about it.
This is from Semaphore and Liz Hoffman. And you can always tell when someone not from Chicago writes about Rahm Emanuel. So let's read what they have to say, and you can kind of play along and figure it out as well. Rahm Emanuel, a veteran Democratic leader and political brawler, widely seen as a 2028 presidential contender, is coming to Wall Street. Emanuel, who served most recently as Joe Biden's ambassador to Japan, is rejoining investment bank Centerview Partners. Oh, I'm sure they missed him. Oh, where you been, man?
Oh, Rami, we missed you so much.
Yeah, we were feeling smart since you've been gone.
Your bright, bubbly personality just lights up a room every morning. We missed it.
Hey, remember that day you told me to fuck off? That was great. Glad you're back. Centerview Partners, where he worked from 2019 to 2021, counseling CEOs on mergers. So a lot of CEOs were just like, "Oh, Jesus, this guy's back."
Yeah.
Counseling CEOs on mergers, regulation, and political matters.
Wow.
According to this lady, obviously not from Chicago, Centerview is a logical place for Emanuel to hang his hat as he weighs a White House campaign. It's home to Democratic insiders and party elders, including its co-founder, Blair Efron, and former Treasury Secretary Bob Rubin, two people we will probably never meet, Ben, and has a client list whose CEOs would be valuable allies in a centrist run. Now, remember this quote from Rahm in a recent interview who said, "I'm not done with public service, and I hope public service isn't done with me."
Oh, God. In what universe would anybody think that going to work for an investment bank or an investment fund or whatever they are would be the smart decision to make before seeking the Democratic nomination? I mean, right now, the party, the most vibrant part of the Democratic Party is the left wing. The one that's like the most upset about Donnie, the most fire. There's going to be demonstrations in cities across the country tomorrow. It's not centrists who'll be in the streets of Chicago or Washington. It's not Wall Street bankers who are all cutting deals with Donnie. It's not big time corporate lawyers who are going into Donnie's office and going, yeah, we'll sell out everything we supposedly believe in if you just stop making fun of us, okay? And stop threatening to cut our money. These are not the people who are driving the Democratic Party right now. So you're right, D. You could always, it's a mindset. Like, who writes stories about Rahm? You could see the mindset of the writer and how they phrase it and frame it. It's definitely the notion that he's a political brawler is hilarious.
Right.
Because this man never fought a fight against an incumbent. We talked, when he ran for mayor, do you think he ran against Mayor Daley? No, he waited until Daley had enough, and then Daley signaled to Rahm, all right, I'm done. You get to run, and I'll just have my machine support you, and the dummies in Chicago will go along, which they did. Heck of a job, Chicago. Once again, Orland Park, a little smarter than you, Chicago. Just saying. Okay, just saying. And so he didn't even run against Blagojevich. And remember when he wanted, after Obama, God, people forget this. Yeah, everybody forgets about Dre, okay? People forget this, that when he was a congressman and Obama got elected president, Obama said, I want you to be my chief of staff. Rahm called up Blago. And he called him up, and the funny got a recording of it. And he said, hey, Blago, can you appoint someone to replace me as Congress when I go work for Barack? Just get some flunky. Get Forrest Claypool to do it. And then he'll step down when I want to come back. And Blago was like, oh, let me look into it. Not realizing that he doesn't have the power to appoint a congressman that there was a special election for that. They didn't even know the rules. So he's so not a political brawler unless he's fighting with like people he thinks are weaker than him that he can beat up, like Aaron Lewis. Let's tie it all together, D. Huh? Or people who desperately need assistance at a neighborhood mental clinic. So yeah, he looks for people that he can beat, and then he brawls with them. I would hardly call that a political brawler. It's like if Ali would just say, well, I'm not going to fight Joe Frazier because he may beat me, so I'll fight Dr. D. That's kind of how Mayor Rahm goes about it. And yet they call him a political brawler. So I don't know. Somehow in the mind of Mayor Rahm, this is a good idea, D. Go ahead.
Well, let's hear what Mayor Rahm has to say about all those words you had to say.
Look, in 7th grade, if I known that I could have said the word they and got in the girls' bathroom, I would have done it.
Oh, the Bill Maher show. Oh, God. See, hey, let me ask you this. Whoever wrote the article, do you think that's going to get you a lot of votes in the Democratic primary? That position? Okay, on the Bill Maher show, is that going to win you a lot of votes? I know what I'll do. I'll get the Democratic nomination by bashing Democrats. That's how it. Oh, well, that ought to work.
Well, you got to remember.
Look, in 7th grade, if I known that I could have said the word they and got in the girls' bathroom, I would have done it.
Weirdo, man. God dang, you're weird, Rob. And Bill Maher. Oh, that's a good one. Wish I'd thought of that.
Well, people.
By the way, you see him at the Lakers game?
What
what you will about Bill Maher.
Did you see him at the White House?
Yeah, he's with Kid Rock. I didn't see any pictures. Wait, time out. Did you see pictures of it? I didn't see any pictures
of Bill Maher, just Kid Rock.
Kid Rock in the Elvis suit, the weird Elvis suit. Man, they're so weird, MAGA. That somehow that's okay, but Zelensky, he's got to wear a tie. And then remember, Maher was like, "I'm not going to go in there like Zelensky. I'm going to wear a tie." Yeah, you're with this guy in a clown suit.
Oh, that was badass. That was bad. That was like when Elvis went to the White. They showed pictures when Elvis went to the White House.
That was legendary. There's a great movie about that, by the way. Have you ever seen the movie about Elvis going to the White House?
Well, I saw that movie recently where Tom Hanks was in it. About
no, the Elvis where Tom Hanks played Colonel Parker.
Yeah.
No, that's the Elvis bio. There's a movie where it's about Elvis visiting Richard Nixon in the White House. I urge everybody to watch it. It's excellent. For 10 trivia points, D, who plays Elvis?
John Stamos.
I see you from John Stamos. That comedy. What was that comedy called? They used to watch it as a kid with the twins.
No, you're talking about the other one, Dave Coulier.
Yeah,
Joey Gladstone.
Yeah, that's how my brain works, man. I thought of him.
Cut it out. That one.
Cut it out. Yeah. What's his name? Michael Shannon? Is that his name? Great actor. The guy who played Elvis.
Oh yeah,
and he's a great actor, and he did a great. It was all Elvis. This is that phase of Elvis's life where, he was a little overweight, and he was really heavily drugged up, and he visited Richard Nixon in the White House. I guess there's some parallels to with Kid Rock, although Elvis is way cooler than Kid Rock. Sorry, guys. Sorry, millennials, if you love Kid Rock. But
wait, let me look at. Yeah, okay, we lost all Gen Z. They're gone.
I know they don't know Kid Rock, Elvis, Nick. Oh my God, Nixon. I'm like Brandon Johnson making Nixon references.
Mayor Rahm, anything else you'd like to say before we wrap it up here?
So here's what I think. Democrats love to fall in love.
Okay.
Republicans fall in line.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for that. Wow. They pay you for that, Ron?